Today, we're going to talk about the average net worth by age, and let's see how you stack up. So your net worth is your financial scorecard. This is exactly what you want to be growing over time, and it's your assets minus your liabilities, or in other words, what you own minus what you owe. Now, this is incredibly powerful and something that you want to be able to grow over time for a number of reasons. The first of which, it's just your financial health. It tells you what your financial health is. The second of which, it allows you much more opportunity, better interest rates, better loans. You can buy more properties, you can borrow money. There's a number of things that having a high net worth helps. In addition, it gives you access to specific investments that some people do not have access to. So growing this over time is incredibly powerful. But if you look at average net worth by age, you're going to see a lot of people don't have a financial education. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you what the average net worth by age is. And then in addition, what we're going to do is tell you how you can grow that and beat the average, because I want every single person who watches this video to be able to grow their net worth over time. That is our entire goal here, is to help you build wealth over time, because I believe every single person in this world can build wealth. So what I want you to do is learn, hey, here is how I can grow my net worth. I'm going to take these action steps. I'm going to beat the norm, and I'm going to build generational wealth for me and my family. That's the goal here at Master Money. That's what we're going to help you do. So let's jump into the 20s. So 20-year-olds. Let's have a little chat here, because the average net worth of most 20-year-olds, in fact, the average net worth of every age in the 20s is at a negative. Now, why does this happen? The first reason why this happens is a lot of people graduate with student loans. Student loans are at record highs, and they are growing every single year. So what can we do to increase our net worth? Well, one thing we can do is reduce our debt. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're reducing that debt over time. If it's above 6%, you have an emergency, and you want to get rid of that debt as fast as you possibly can. Now, if it's less than 6%, you want to pay the minimums and invest the difference. The reason why is mathematically, you will come out on top. So let's look at some of these average net worths and then see what you can do here. If you're 22, the average net worth is negative $39,000. If you're 25, the average net worth is negative $23,000. If you're 27, the average net worth is negative $14,000. And if you're 29, the average net worth is negative $6,000. Now, the median net worth, which is the above average, is $18,000. So what I'm going to show you is how you can beat that above average net worth and start to build wealth, because I built my first 100K at the age of 25 on a low salary. So here's exactly what I did. The first thing I did is I focused on growing my income. So I started off making $30,000 a year at an entry-level job, had debt, and had no idea what I was doing with my personal finances. So the first thing I did is I focused on growing my income. Growing your income is going to help you in so many incredible ways. In fact, when you grow your income, it solves a ton of problems, and it's the number one thing that you should focus on over time. You can cut back, but there's only so much you can cut back. Growing your income is infinite. So how did I do that? Well, first, I started to build skills at my job so that I could get promotions. So I did everything in my power, and I said, hey, what are people above me doing that is allowing them to get promoted and get to the next level? So I figured out what those things were. Maybe it's being good at Excel. Maybe it's getting additional certifications. You have to figure out what that is for your job. The second thing I did was then I focused on budgeting and cutting back. So I started a budget, figured out where all my money was going, because I had no idea every single month, and then I cut back with that budget. The third thing I did was I started to invest my dollars, and investing your dollars is incredibly powerful, because that is how your money starts to grow. Now, saving and investing your first 100K is the hardest. So you want to make sure that during this time, your savings rate is high. And the way to keep your savings rate high is to grow that income and to reduce your expenses, because what that does is it creates a gap. So in that gap, you can go ahead and invest your dollars. So these are the things I did to grow my wealth, in addition to paying down that debt so that I could increase my net worth over time. This is an incredibly powerful thing to understand in your 20s, because you have a long time horizon, and the longer time horizon you have when it comes to building wealth, the more wealth that you can build, because compound interest can start to work for you, and you can build out financial freedom. Now let's jump into the 30s. All right, folks, in your 30s, guess what? It gets a little better than the 20s. The 20s, most people have negative net worth. Well, in your 30s, you're starting to see people build wealth. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One of which is people are starting to pay down their debts and their loans. But in addition, people are buying houses, and that increases your net worth, and they're buying additional assets. And also, their income is increasing over time as well. Most people's income accelerate the fastest in their 30s. So this is something where when your income accelerates, what you want to do is make sure that your lifestyle doesn't creep up too high. It's going to go up over time, especially if you get married or have kids. Your lifestyle is going to go up, but make sure it doesn't creep up too high. And what I mean by that is if you start to make $50, $70, $100, $150, $200,000 a year, make sure you're not spending $200,000 a year as that lifestyle creeps up. Make sure the gap gets wider and you're investing more dollars over time. That is the most powerful thing that you can do, is reduce that lifestyle creep over time. Still spend money on things that bring you value. Still use your dollars on things that you prioritize. But in addition, what you want to do is be investing more money as well. So if you're age 30, the net worth is still negative at negative $1,043. But at 35, there's light, where it's a positive $25,000 is the average net worth. At 37, it's positive $46,000. And at 39, it's positive $69,000. Now, these numbers are still way too low if you're trying to build wealth and if you're trying to retire. So here's what you can do to change that. Make sure you're investing at least 25% of your income every single month. Now, this is something that if you can't do that, you want to grow it by 1% every single month or every other month so that you can get to that point. And in addition, if you can't do that, there's two problems here. Either your income is not high enough or your expenses are not cut down enough. So you want to grow that gap in between so that you can get that 25% savings rate. Otherwise, you're going to be working for a very long time. This is just the reality of this. So making sure you increase that savings rate to at least 25% in your 30s is your goal. And if you can increase it more, amazing, because the more money that you put into investments and towards your emergency fund and all these different things means that the faster you can retire. The next one is don't take on any high interest debt. High interest debt will absolutely ruin your wealth building ability. So if you start taking on high interest debt in your 30s, you're going backwards instead of forwards. Make sure you don't take on any additional high interest debt. Don't get into credit card debt. Don't take on some crazy high interest personal loan. Make sure that you are reducing your debt over time so that once you hit retirement age, you may not have any debt at all, and that'd be an amazing position to be in. Number 3 is avoid that lifestyle creep, just like we talked about. Don't let your expenses creep up with your income. If you can do these things, you're going to be a non-stop force when it comes to your wealth building ability. Listen, I hope you guys enjoyed this video on the average net worth by age and how you can grow your net worth by age. If you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell as well, and share this video with a friend. If you think someone can benefit from this video, share it with a friend so that they can grow their wealth as well, because that's our entire goal, is to teach as many people as possible how they can build wealth. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and we will see ya on the next video.